Hello, hi, welcome to our U.S. college soccer program this weekend here in Indonesia. My name is George Duomini. I'm a CEO and the founder of the agency College Recruit and also U.S. College Sport Camp. First of all, I'd like to thank every one of you for your times and also your family and your parents that get you here to our camp here in Indonesia. And I also like to thank Coach Roman and Mr. Teka to see the important and opportunity for all of you to be here, to opportunity to learn, and hopefully scholarship to come here in US. And once again, my name is George Duomani. I can speak from my personal experience that I came to US 30 years ago because I want to play tennis professionally. So I was up there at 40 ranked in the world, in junior in the world, and I thought I can make it to the professional. And I'm sure that every one of you here probably hope the same and have the same dream like me right now, but back then 30 years ago. And I can tell you, one thing, if I can go back and share my experience with you, is that I should have kept my education, determination, the same as the sports that I was thinking. So once before long, I came to US and tried to be a professional, did not make it. So I went to accept a 4 years tennis scholarship to play here in Division One school called South Alabama, and I went on the MBA program in finance at George Washington, and then I worked for Morgan Stanley for 25 years. So I, basically started my own sport agency 8 years ago based on my personal experience, because what I've seen, and I have seen it a lot while living here for 25 years. I like to share those experience and help you to have a better future. So our company mission is easy. We are committed to find the right fit for you, whether it can be in high school or college level or professional level, by keeping both education and also sport goal in mind. You can do both of you at the same time, and you be able to manage your time wisely, so that way you can excel both way. Our company looking into your life cycle as a whole cycle. 4 years in high school, we call the agency college recruit, and 4 year in college, we call the agency college recruits. And also, if you can turn professional, just like soccer, while you here, because there's so many professional soccer, professional league around the world that like to have you to play for them, because first, you are smart, you have education, and you have determination to excel in both sports and also education. So in order to find the right fit for you, we normally start out with academically, sports, socially, where you want to be staying geographically, and of course, financial. If you're good enough, this weekend you show us. If you're good enough, we can find you a full scholarship. So that means school or college or high school will pay you to be here, study, and also play sport for them. Okay, all they're asking you to do is play hard and represent them well. They not ask any money back. This is a sports scholarship, so that means once they pay to you, you not owe them back anything. All they ask you to do is study and also play sport, represent the college or represent the high school well. Okay, and it could save you and your family, let's say around 60,000 a year. If you 4 year in high school, will be 180 for 4 year in high school, and if you come in college another 4 years, the total would be $360,000 just to follow your dream to play sport and education. $360,000. So the soccer here in US, what happened? We're gonna have a guest and a coach guest on the video in a few minutes. You will learn from them how they recruited, how they're looking for kids or player to join their program. Coach Alex from one of the top five in AIA school here in America. So he was the CEO of the professional club from Netherlands, and he was soccer development talent ID for Atlanta, and now he's a head coach of men's program at Life University. You will hear from them from the video. And the next guest will be Coach Felix Wu. He is a mix between Australia and also Vietnamese, which you can relate it to him. You will hear him to talk about Ferrum College. It's a D3 school program and has a wonderful, wonderful facility and also academic program that you can excel, especially in a business management program. And the last one, we have Mr. Rico, who is international student consultant for the Master Academy, which is a high school. Okay, so it's a college prep high school located in Orlando. Basically, he was talk about how he recruit kid to come to his high school, study and play for the school, and then prepare yourself, prepare them well, both boys and girls, and then go to college. Either can be college school like Coach Alex or Coach Felix, and then go professional. So soccer in America. Now we talk about soccer. Soccer, football here in your country. In US, we have the pyramid, the first two at the top of the pyramid called MLS for men's, NWSL for women, as called a professional soccer league. There's 8 teams in there, and the second league called USL Champion and USL League One. And then on the bottom three, they have USL2 Amateur League, NCAA soccer, which is college, and then come down is a high school U19 and under, with being USL Amateur Academy, US Development, Youth Soccer, College Prep League, and then high school league for different city. So at the top level for men is MLS League. One that you know before is LA Galaxy, New York Red Bull, Atlanta, DC United. Those are professional level, and amateur level. You will have the college level, which have more than 2,000 programs throughout the U.S. that have both men's and women's soccer program that they are willing to take you on the sports scholarship, so you can both learn and also play soccer for them. And this is a high school level, right? So a pathway to professional. Okay, if you want to know about this pathway, it's the same. So you look in 4 years, you go to college prep, and you go to NCAA, which is a college level, and you go professional. And your main big one is you want to go to the big program school if you can. So you start out with transition yourself, and you will hear from our guest, from Coach Rico, that his high school will prepare you well to get into the big college that have the big soccer program or football program we call Power Five, which is only going to be 70 colleges, and then you will have a chance to go to MLS. So find the right fit for you, and you are in the right place. Come here for 2 days. You will learn a lot, and we will be able to find the right fit for you. Okay, so this is a high school that we have here. Our client that we've been helping, our company opened 8 years now, that have more than 400 kids or player or student athlete coming here for US. So Kalpun just came here 2 months ago and currently play in high school in Tennessee. She is a national player in the women team for Thailand, and right now she plays in college here in North Carolina. So our company, the agency College Recruits, after this weekend or this weekend, if you want to talk to our team, they're here all around the room. Um, so you can speak to them and we can set up the call. You submit the profile and we can set up the call like here in Zoom. And then we can speak more detail in your objective and what you need to be doing now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, in order to come to the US for football scholarship. Well, thanks again, everyone. And the next session, we invite Coach, three of the coaches will be speaking about the program, about the school, and what are they looking for to recruit you, what you need to be doing. Well, thanks again, and have a wonderful weekend. And play hard. Welcome everyone to our U.S. college soccer camp this weekend. And I just want to thank you and the family who are joining us this weekend in Asia. And we certainly looking forward to give you all the information that you come here for. The pathway to come to U.S. college, U.S. high school for soccer. And I know each one of you here, you all want to be a professional soccer player one way or another. That's why you play sports. But keep that in mind. Education part always important, and it's always one of the things that we recommend both of you do together, both in sport and also the education. To welcome you all today, we have three guests. They all coaches from university and from the high school, and also the dean of the mission that will be joining us today. So each one of them will provide their opinion, their guideline, and their pathway to give you to be successful coming here in US. So our first guest, I'd like to introduce you to Coach Alex Palmer from Life University. He's been friends and he's been coming to Asia for a few years now, and I'd like to welcome him to the program. Coach Alex.
Fall quarter started up, and that means fall sports.
The U.S. Women's National Team and Atlanta United brought a culture and interest in soccer to Metro Atlanta. The Running Eagles are looking to capitalize on their own success this 2019 season.
I think we're an exciting team to watch. I think we just play with a lot of passion. From what I can tell so far, the chemistry is really good, and we just all kind of mesh.
Preseason was very hard. I've not experienced anything like that, but I knew it was going to be, and we had fun, but it was still very, very hard. So,
it was tough and worked really hard, and we train at the hottest time in the day, so it really, really prepares us for our night games and feel like you're up for the challenge.
So it's kind of hard getting used to the new subbing rule. You only can sub for one time in the first half. If you come off, you can't come back in. So that's kind of new for me. So when I am on the field, I try to give my best, because I know that if I come out, I'm not going to come back in the first half, and vice versa. So
the program is relatively new compared to some Mid-South opponents, but that doesn't deter head coaches Sam Clark and Alex Palmer.
We've been twice now in the semifinals of the conference championship. I think it would be nice if we can get a little further. That's very hard in our conference, because besides us ourselves, there's 5 teams that can do very well on any given day. So just finding the right system, formation that strengthens these guys and make sure that they get into a 600 or above season.
I want us to be fiercely competitive on the field and be that gritty team that never gives up and digs their claws into a game. And, at the end of it, the result is what the result is. But knowing that we 100% gave everything that we had with no regrets looking at the game. So that's just kind of what we want the program to look like from the outside in.
all these new girls, especially what I said with those missing links, going into the Mid-South Conference, we're going to be placing a lot higher, we're going to be winning a lot more games, and it's setting the culture and everything we need for future years.
we're a good defense this year. I like the guys a lot. I can ask them anything I want. I can do whatever I want with them. It's just brotherhood.
Most of the other guys have graduated, but they're still like the group of guys that have been there from the beginning. They're all still there, so they keep that. You know, they're kind of like the OGs of the squad, so they kind of maintain authority there. Our captain Martin, he kind of helps us and guides us to, you know, what we need to do to be successful.
I would say that it kind of forces you to step up, to also speak up, you know, where things are not being great. You have to also be brave. You have to show that you're not scared, you're not afraid. It's something that your teammates will see, you know, and helping them, you know, be a better person, be better players.
Ultimately, our goal is we want them to graduate with a degree, and we want them to be really contributive members of the society that they're in. We want them to be strong, empowered women when they leave campus. Sport is a great avenue to use that with, but it has to be used appropriately. So making them strong, making them speak up for themselves within the training session or with each other, finding their leadership qualities. Looking back at the 4 years that you're inside this program, I want them to think, overall, I grew, I'm a better human being, and that was a great experience, and I appreciate it for it.
If you look at you know, what we are trying to do is not just create good soccer players, but also create good people. It's the bigger picture, and soccer can achieve that, can achieve getting your degree and obtain, you know, your life and do well in life. So I think that is important as well, that we try to install in the guys as a program. So, and we believe that hard work always pays off.
The Running Eagles don't look to be defined by words. They let their actions do the talking. But if they were to choose one word, what would it be?
Culture.
I would say culture.
Familia, family.
Oh, family.
Hermandad, brotherhood.
Brotherhood, broederschap. Now you have to say it.
Tryout. Resilient.
Resilient.
Gritty.
Thank you. Yeah. First of all, everybody, thank you for participating in this camp. That is the first step in your recruiting process on how to be recruited into an American university. I'm originally from the Netherlands, so I had to adjust to the American culture and the American way of doing things as well. I've been a coach for 4 years now here at Life University, which is based in Atlanta, Georgia. It's in the southern part of the United States, so the weather is still decent. Over here in the wintertime. It doesn't get really cold, but the summers are quite hot, the same as I experienced in Thailand and in Asia. Our university has approximately 3,000 students. Of those 3,000 students, about 500 of them are student athletes, as we call them here. 38 of those student athletes are in my soccer program here at Life University. We have players from 24 different nationalities, different countries. They come from all over the world, and we are allowed 24 weeks of training at the NIA level. That's the level that we compete at, and we compete in the Mid-South Conference, which we play against universities from Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and then Georgia. So that's where we play. When a player approaches us, we approximately at our university, we are a top 25 soccer program, which means we're rated in the top 25 in the United States in terms of our ability, where we rank. Rankings are very important in America. We receive approximately about 3,000 emails from players all over the world that want to come play here. For next year, just give you an example, we are looking only for 4 players. So we have to filter out of 3,000 emails the players that we'd like. The other way we recruit is we have contacts all over the world. The agency is the agency that the company that we work with in Asia. In terms of players, these are companies and agencies that we as a university and as a coaching staff trust when they bring us over or we go there to recruit. or when they put a player in front of us via video or any other means, we will take a look. We are getting approached by many, many agencies all over the world, from different parts of the world, but we only work with about 5, 6 agencies in total in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, and in America that we trust and that we work with. So George, his company is the one that we use in Asia. We have recruited players from Asia. We currently have a Japanese player, a Korean player, and a player from Thailand. And the player from Thailand came to us through the agency of George. So we're very thankful for that. Tommy Stevens, who plays on the Thai under 19 national team, played for the Reading Academy in England and played, I think, 1 season at Buriram in the Thai Premier League as well. So that's a player that we added to the team this past summer. He's doing very well. In fact, I just had an evaluation with him here in my office. So he just left literally 30 minutes ago, and he is enjoying himself. He's adapting to the US life and to the college program in the soccer here in America. When we recruit players, what were we looking for in players? We basically, my staff and I, we look at 5 elements that are important to us as a coaching staff. One is the technical ability of a player. So how good is a player technically? And then the second, where we look at, is the intelligence. So how smart is a player? What is the decision making like? The third element we look at is the physicality of a player. The American college game, and Tommy just said that in his evaluation, is very physical. It's very demanding. So we look for that as well. We're not looking for guys who are 6'4", but guys that can fight and win their duels when they play. And then the fourth element we're looking at is speed, and not just your pure speed or how fast you can run. That is a bonus, but also your speed in terms of how fast can you handle the ball, how fast do you see the solution. And then the last one, I think in today's society is much more important for us staff, for us coaches, is the mentality, the effort part, the willingness to sacrifice, your character. You know, those are things that we look at as well. So those are the 5 criteria when we look at a player that we kind of judge you by, and then we make a decision if you're going to be a good addition to the team. Like I said, we have 36, 38 players roughly on our roster. Only 11 of them can play. So we also have what we call a reserve team here at Life University. They play not a collegiate season, but they play kind of reserve games against other universities with large squads as well. So, and then we have, of course, our first team that plays in the collegiate season. Due to COVID, our season has been moved to the spring. So we start February 14th with the Mid-South Conference. The preseason polling just came out. We were ranked number 2 in our out of 12 teams. So we're excited about that, but it also means pressure on our guys, you know, for next season to perform. Our goal is to win championships. That's what we're here for. In America, when you win a conference championship or a national championship, you get a nice ring. And that's what all my guys want to win this year. Last year we won the conference championship, so they're hungry for some more. So that's a little bit about us, about Life University and the program. We have several majors academically. We have several majors that we are known for. We are known for our chiropractic program, which is a doctor program. We are known for exercise science. That's very well known in the Southeast for that program, that major. A lot of my players study sports management or business. That's one that's quite popular. And then our psychology program is very good. The 2 majors that we don't offer here at Life University that are sometimes players want are engineering and education. So we don't offer those 2 degrees, but everything else we offer here at the university. So we're quite fortunate. Life University is located in Atlanta, which is the capital of the South of America. A major airport, flies to all the major cities in Asia. And we are about 20 minutes from downtown Atlanta, but in a little town, a suburb called Marietta. That's where the university is located. The campus is about, it has about 12 miles of hiking trails. It's very green. We play in a stadium that seats about 6,500 people. so on AstroTurf, and that's where we play our home games and we train every day. So I hope that explains a little bit about Life University, about our program, and gives you a little bit of an idea. And you would consider Life University as your next destination. Like I said, you're a student athlete, which means student comes before athlete. So your academic part is just as important as your athletic part. A lot of our players that come here, they want to go professional, and we certainly facilitate that. We've had several of our guys that have gone on to Major League Soccer or to the USL League or even to Europe and play over there now. So, but we say to all of our athletes coming in, your biggest trophy is the diploma that you're getting at the end of the 4 years when you graduate and you have your college degree in hand. So if you have any more questions or if you have any interest in Life University, please contact George and the people at the agency. They can put you in touch with all of us. And I hope to soon be traveling back to Asia and work with all of you on the field and take a look at you in person, because that's still the best way for us to judge and recruit players. So I want to thank George for giving me this opportunity and our university, to highlight our university in front of all of you. And I wish all of you very well at the camp that you're about to embark. And I know from personal experience, it is a fantastic initiative and a great way for you to start your college journey. So thank you.
Well, thank you again, Coach Alex. And, we certainly are looking forward to see you in Asia again soon. And I know the parents here and the kids here probably seeing you, every year for the past 5 years. But, certainly when this COVID over, we looking forward to see you. But one question just about you, given your background, you was the CEO of a professional team in Netherlands, and then you came to US, you produced so many athletes in college level and professional level, and you mentioned about fitness. What would be your advice for the participant at the camp this weekend? They're about 15 to 18 years old. So what would you be give them advice for them to prepare for the next level?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you need to work on the 5 aspects that we're looking for in your game. Make sure that you become good at that, but also be aware of your fitness, your overall lifestyle. Playing in college, playing for a university here in America is a lifestyle. It is not something you just do and you play soccer. And if you want to come for that reason only, this is probably not for you. So you need to make it a lifestyle, which means that you need to live like a student athlete, and that means your nutrition needs to be in order. You need to eat the right stuff. Drink the right stuff. Just like in Asia, it's very hot here in Atlanta too, so hydration is very, very important. And then, work on all aspects of the game. Physicality in America is important. Tommy just told me that was something he expected, but he's now experiencing that. So lifting weights and all that stuff, especially when you get a little older, past puberty, you probably need to work on that to get a head start before you arrive here.
Okay, great. Well, thank you again, Coach, for your wise, input and advice for all the kids and the parents this weekend. Thank you. All right. Thanks again, and everyone. For our next guest, is Coach Ferrick Wu. He's a head coach of the men's soccer program at Furham University. Apologize, Furham College, which centrally located here in Virginia.
People often ask me, what is Furham College and what makes it different? And I like to say, Furham College is a place where opportunity exists and where success is possible. This is a community that pushes each other to succeed and to do better and to work hard. And in this kind of environment, you can thrive. That's Furham College. my advice to students is this. Start each day with your eyes wide open. Soak it all in. Take advantage of every opportunity that's available to you on campus, in the area, in your classes, and you will have an experience unlike any other. This is a community where each one of us pushes each other to do the greatness that's within each one of us. And in that kind of environment, something that will change your life, it's something that will build your future. And at Ferrum College, your future starts now.
Welcome to the camp, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So, Coach, I know we've been trying to get you to Asia since last year, and with the COVID situation, things change, and we've been through now 1 year, and you are now about to have 3 Asian players coming to see you this January. Could you tell participants for our camp this weekend of the Ferrum College and also the program and the vision and how you see kid and recruit player for your program?
Yeah. So first of all, I hope I appreciate you having me on here, George, and I hope everyone has a really good camp and just work hard and enjoy playing. That's always been the most important part of, I think, of sports, and that's kind of a general philosophy that we have here at Ferrum. So, as George mentioned, we're located in Virginia. We're lucky that we're located like on the southernmost part of Virginia. So we're about an hour away from North Carolina. So we're in Virginia, but we get the nice weather, which is the good part. So it's normally not as cold or as snowy as lots of the other parts of Virginia are. So that's a nice thing, especially from, with players coming from Asian countries. I know it's quite warm there. So it's not too much of a big change. But there's enough of a change for you to make sure you put on a jacket when you go outside in the winter. But no, so, we're located in Ferrum, Virginia. It's a very green area, that's for sure. It's a very picturesque area. We're located about 30-40 minutes from the Blue Ridge Mountains, which is known for, its view and for the hiking trails. So there's lots of different outdoor things that you can do here. Just on campus, we have different trails just running through campus and through the mountains, just right next to campus, which is a really nice thing. And, the great thing, Ferrum, we really embrace the outdoors. So we really use the trails to really, do different things like mountain biking. We like to do lots of kayaking. And actually just yesterday with the boys, we done like a trail cleanup. Everyone on Ferrum is very invested in the outdoors, and we want to try and maintain and keep it clean. But no, that's kind of one of the big attractions, apart from the footballing side of what Ferrum is all about. So we're not located in a big city or anything like that, but the good part about that is, you're in a very nice nature area, and you can really focus on your studies and your football and really enjoy the great outdoors, I guess you could say. But no, with Ferrum, so this is going into my first year as the head coach, and I've been very lucky to work here last year as the assistant coach. So I was kind of around the program, obviously, and I was able to do a lot. But this year, we're really trying to plant the seeds for long-term success. Ferrum has always been a program that maybe was never the best, but definitely in recent years we're starting to compete for playoff positions, and we like for example, last year we missed out on the conference tournament just on goal difference. So it was heartbreaking, but at the same time probably necessary for some of our players to drive that hunger to get to that stage for the following years. But no, I think when looking at the soccer program, in terms of what I personally look for, what we look for in players, is there's really only probably three elements that we really look for. Number one is that whatever we do, whether we're on the pitch or the classroom, we always give 120%. We always want to work to an absolute maximum in whatever we do. The second thing is we always want our players to be good people. We want them to be good in the community. We want them to be good, respectful teammates. We want them to be respectful to their instructors. In general, we want them to be good people, right? And the third thing is we obviously want them to do well in the classroom. A lot of the times, players want to go and play professionally, which is great. But just as Coach Alex just said before, the most important achievement you can have is making sure you have a degree at the end of your 4 years. So those are the three things that we really look for when we look to recruit. Those three things is really based on the mentality of the player. I think it's especially in the modern game where players are very technical for the most part, and a lot of teams and clubs and whatever they play a certain style which encourages players to play and take risks and things like that. So the important thing for us is we want players to take risks. We want them to express themselves on the pitch, but we want them to have the right mentality in terms of their fight and their desire. For us, that's the most important things for us. And like I was saying before, we're kind of in the middle of a culture change in terms of the way things are done and the way Ferrum is going to be known as in the ODAC, which is the conference that we compete in. And what we strive to do is to be kind of known as a program that is very workmanlike. We have quality players, but we want our players to be the hardest working players in the league, which is what we aspire to be. And it can seem a little bit, I guess, tougher for us because we compete in the ODAC, and the ODAC is a very tough conference. A lot of the schools have a very physical. They have lots of American players, but we're probably the only school that has lots of internationals. So we need to match their intensity, but we perhaps we probably take a little bit longer to develop physically because as internationals maybe they're not raised to have a big emphasis on the physical side. And that kind of goes on to the three Thai boys that Georgia sent us, which again we really appreciate. I actually just had some phone calls with them just the past week, and with them I have no doubts about their technical ability, but it's going to be how they physically develop and how they physically mature throughout their first college semester, I guess, in order for them to really propel themselves to meet that level and then to meet levels beyond, if that makes sense. So no, I think in general, if I was to sum, I know I've kind of spoken a lot about Ferrum and what we want to do and what we're all about. In general, we want obviously good technical players who can make great decisions, but the main priority for us is to have players with the right mentality, so we can move the program in the right direction, to where we will have, maybe we're not just competing for the play-up spot, but we're then competing for conference championships. So that's the direction that we want to head in. In terms of our academics, what Ferrum is really known for is the business management programs. We're quite known for criminology. That's quite a big program at Ferrum, and lots of people come from all over the country to do criminology. And a lot of the exercise science and sports management, that's what we're also well known for as well. And a lot of our players probably, very much like Life University, a lot of our players tend to move towards the exercise science and sports management kind of majors. But no, I mean, in general, I think Ferrum has, has fantastic things to offer players for sure. Just in terms of the environment and the I guess one-to-one attention for the student in the classrooms because of our kind of smaller school size. But in general, just like everywhere else, it's what you make of it. It doesn't matter where you go to. How far you go in your future and what determines your success is what you do at whatever program you're in. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Did I cover all the points there, George?
Well, yes, sir. But I like to explore and get more elaboration because with your background, you play national for Australia, right? Before you came here as a goalie. So could you share that experience that you play at the highest level in junior in Australia, played for national team, and how you decided to come to US and to play, and also now you are head coach.
Yeah, for sure. So where to start here? So obviously, I don't know if you guys can tell, but from my accent, it's obviously very it's Australian. But my parents were from Vietnam, so I don't have blonde hair, blue eyes sort of thing, and don't surf all the time, and I'm not 6'1" or anything like that. So my parents were from Vietnam, so I completely understand the Asian culture, even though I was born and raised in Australia. Growing up, academics was always a big focal point, for me growing up. How I stumbled upon, I guess, the being able to represent Australia and everything like that, was just pure luck. I played at like kind of when I was 16, I played at the I guess you could say the 3rd division in Australia. So I was a 16-year-old playing with men, men who were playing at the highest level and had just recently maybe got let go of different professional clubs or academies or whatever it is. So that was a great learning curve for me. And then just through luck, I met the at the time Coach Bingham, and he asked me to come out to I guess a training camp, and then that's kind of how things kicked on from there. And then being I guess a young player with my head in the stars, I thought, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play professionally, this and that. But luckily I had, great parents who really kept me grounded, and they said, you obviously need to get your degree, and see, that's the most important part, regardless of, at least you have something to fall back on. And, that's kind of where the opportunity to go to America to play college soccer came about. And, I always say, me deciding to go to, well, my parents and I deciding for me to go to college to play soccer and get a degree was the best decision of my life. I've met some great people. I had a top college, well, I wouldn't say a top college career, but, I was able to win a conference and all those things as a college player. And I met lots of different people, met some great people throughout the process. And, just going through that journey, that's where I am today, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. I enjoy and love what I do every day, and I meet good people all the time, and I'm very grateful to meet people like you guys, and I'm grateful to know George. I know our relationship has been very recent, but I'm very thankful that now I get to bring in some players from Thailand. I've never really experienced players from Thailand, so this will be very fun for sure.
Great. And then basically you work in a professional club here, right, in US, before you came into college. So is there a big difference between a youth level professional and then college?
So I worked on the coaching staff of an NPSL team. So I think if I'm comparing my experiences, the pathway for myself as a youth player was, it's very much senior orientated. So, when you grow up in, at the time I played for as a young player, I played for like a I guess, a semi-professional club that had a reputation for sending players to go play professionally in Europe and in Argentina. So, you know, for us, it was always about making the first team. So even though we were playing for, you know, the under 16s or whatever, if you'd done well, then you would have gotten called up to the under 21s. And if you'd done well for the under 21s, you would have gone on to play for the senior squad. So I guess that youth system is a little bit different to the American system, where, you know, you kind of play for, you know, there's so many different leagues now, you know, I don't even know, like CCL or ENCL or, you know, whatever it is. So I guess that system differs from there. But if I'm looking at from, you know, I guess the NPSL, and I compare it to the college level, you know, it's different. The level of, I would say, in some ways, the preparation in terms of, you know, how players treat themselves individually to get to that next level. I think sometimes in different colleges, you know, some players will maybe not aspire to make it to the professional level. So, you know, maybe they don't treat their bodies as professional as they should. But when you get to that level, at the NPSL level, you know, all players want to go play at the highest level. You know, their aspirations to go play in the USL or whatever it is, you know. So I think that individually the quality can be a little bit different, a little bit higher. And you know, with that, you know, comes a level of professionalism in terms of how they do things, you know, showing up every day to training, performing at a certain level, and eating right, and all that stuff. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, no, that's great. Well, thank you, and I hope all of you here this weekend listen to both Coach Alex and Coach Felix. You know, two things that's actually the same. It's you gotta eating right, take care of yourself, you know, and fitness level, because as you transition, moving up the level, and they're all getting tighter up there at the top of the pyramid. So I hope you all listening, and for our next guest here, Coach, when I say Coach, but now he's Mr. Rico, who is international student advisor for the Master Academy. So it's important because the school is to be called college prep. That's the reason why they call college prep. Because if you come here for, you know, high school, you actually prepare yourself before you actually go to college. And once you're in college, like Coach Alex and Coach Felix, they prepare you to become professional. So there's 3 different stages that you are moving along. So Coach Rico, transition to your way, sir. Welcome to the camp, and thanks again to joining us. And, you know, we know we had the opportunity to have you in Thailand last year. And we have been trying so many times to reschedule you to go back again. But with the COVID situation, not going to be able to do it anytime soon. But welcome to you to our camp. It's going to be the same type of situation or camp that you experienced in Thailand and India last year. Welcome to the program, Mr. Rico.
Thank you, George. Thank you all. Kids and families from Asia. It has been almost a year since I had the chance to be there, and it was a great experience. And I hope the players and the families they have the same experience that I had last year. Yes, since last week, I started a new job at the Masters Academy. The Masters Academy it is a school in Orlando, which is known by being close to Walt Disney World, and it is a very very good school, and they hire me to do a job because which is promotes the Masters Academy around the world. So it is, I mean, it is a pleasure to start promoting them among the Asian families and Asia players. So I've been there, as I said, since last year. The school is gonna bring a lot of international students start next year. So far, we have around 12 students only, and again, as I said, they hire me to explore that part and to promote and bring a lot of good soccer players to do the things that the college coaches are asking for, which is prepare them, which is make sure the time they transition from high school to college, they are ready, they are good to go. It's very, very hard for a college coach to bring a player from somewhere else just to see them playing by the DVD. The time they are here, our soccer program here is uh, running by coach Daniel Bird. Daniel Bird was the assistant coach for Orlando City for 3 years. So he came from the highest level possible here. So he came from the professional level. So he is ready to prepare everyone to get to the next level, even to the professional level. So, I mean, the expectations here are very, very high. The school, as I said, it is preparing themselves as well, to make this transition as best as possible for the families and for the players. And since they are in Florida, it's a very beautiful place to be. It is sunny all year long, so they played soccer, they trained the entire year. From August to November, they play for the Masters Academy Soccer Club. So they play there and they play showcase, they play tournaments, they train 4 times a week. From November to March, they play for the high school season. Okay, and April it is our last month of classes, and then May they take the summer vacation. So they pretty much play the entire year each, which is under Coach Daniel Bird, which again he was the professional soccer coach, and now he is there to help the players and the college coaches also, because they are going to promote a lot of college showcase, a lot of college visits. Again, our main goal is to prepare the kids for the next level. Any
That's wonderful. That's why it's advisory that kids and the family can come here first, because cultivate the culture, as Coach Alex mentioned, lifestyle. You have to be able to live here, to grow and to get better, to improve. So starting, if you can, come early in high school level, and then transition to college.
Yes, yes, and the Master Academies also offer English as a second language course for all those kids that come from Brazil and from Asia, so they can get adjust to the next level of classes as well. So they have a very nice curriculum for those A students who can come in here earlier. So the idea is, if they come in here as early as they can, I mean, as a freshman, high school, they have a 4-year plan for those students to move up to the best college possible.
Yes. Well, thank you again. And also, since you had, experience our first clients in high school, could you tell us a little bit, for him, and how he mingle with your Brazilian style of soccer?
Yeah, I mean, Poon has been a great, addition to our soccer program here in Tennessee. He got here in September, and the situation about COVID and stuff, but it was a great thing for him because he had the chance to play a lot of games and he had the chance to train a lot and get ready for the high school season, which starts next spring. So he has been playing around 35 games so far for the season, which was a very nice situation for him. And he got here, he was a little shy, but after times started getting better for him, he started playing better games, stronger games. And I think for him was the best decision because he had the chance again to understand the system before the high school season starts next season.
Okay, good. Well, thank you again, sir, for the input and also taking good care of Kalpun. All right, so we come to at the end. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask for your coaching tip advice for them this weekend, Coach. So I'm going to ask each one of you to give a few tips for our participant this weekend. Let's start with Coach Alex. What should they be doing to get recruited to your program, sir? This weekend only.
This weekend only. Well, that's a tough one. I think just do your best. Always do your best. Give it every effort that you got. Make sure you're noticed and noticeable, so that way you're being picked out by the staff. And keep playing fair, keep playing beautiful. Show that you can play the beautiful game, and above all, stay healthy.
Great, thank you. So give or take, we got both boys and girls offer all of this academy this weekend around the countries. Coach Felix, any good advice for them to do?
Yeah, I mean, what Coach Alex said, but no, work hard and don't be afraid to take a risk if it's on, So just enjoy playing and show what you can do.
All right, well, thank you. Coach, Mr. Rico?
Yeah, sure. That is a thing that I always tell the players. There is always somebody in there looking at you. So you always have to do the best that you can because there's always somebody in there look at you and maybe that person can take you to the next level.
Great. Well, thank you again for all three of you and all the participants this weekend. We wish you well and play hard, give you the best as we all agree, the coach agree, give you all the best you can and enjoy the experience. Well, thank you again, sir, for every one of you.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Alex, Felix, and Rico, for your time.
Thank you.